Well, let's go ahead and get started. Um, Welcome everyone to our little rectangles of love, as Brother Jamal likes to call them. I
Yes,
love that phrasing, Jamal.
yes. It's borrowed from Rumi, as you know.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, he calls it, please come out of the circle of time and enter the circle of
Of
love.
love. Oh, okay. That's where you got that from.
Yes.
So today is day number 5 of our 14-day series for World Interfaith Harmony Week. And our theme this year is Living Wisdom, Meditations and Practices for a Compassionate Life. We believe that through the unity of all faith traditions, we can achieve peace, harmony, and compassion, and that each one of us can offer tools to awakening all to this one heart so that we may all be healed. Our intention to be is of authentic service to all of life, love in full expression, LIFE. Just as we can all open up to the same sky through windows of different shapes and colors, so are there many pathways to dancing with the divine. Today, I have the honor of introducing our joyful presenters, Imam Jamal Rahman and Brother Arun Wakhlu, who is also known as Swami Amano, which stands for peace, love, and no mind. He identifies himself as emptiness and wholeness, dancing as one. He is the founder of the Pragati Leadership Institute in Pune, India, and co-founder of the Foundation for Peace and Compassionate Leadership, which is dedicated to inspiring young leaders globally to unfold joy, peace, and abundance for all. Swami Amano is an accomplished writer of several books, the latest of which is Awakening Wholeness. He is also a board member with the Charter for Compassion. Brother Jamal is Imam of Interfaith Community Sanctuary in Seattle, Washington, and is one of the 3 Interfaith Amigos who will be presenting next Wednesday. He is also an accomplished author of multiple books, including The Fragrance of Faith, The Enlightened Heart of Islam, and Sacred Laughter of the Sufis. Brother Jamal is also a board member with the Charter for Compassion, as well as with Northwest Interfaith. He and Swami Amano will lead us in dancing with the compassionate heart of humanity. However, before I turn the stage over to them, I would like to offer a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge and honor the interconnectedness of all beings, including the cosmos, Earth, indigenous peoples, our ancestors, and all of creation. We are grateful to all who came before us as caretakers of our planet. We recognize, as stewards of the earth, our responsibility to care for the land, gifts, and relationships that sustain us. We commit to approaching every interaction with reverence, reciprocity, harmony, and compassion. In healing ourselves, we heal the world. And I turn it over to you, Brothers Jamal and Swami Amano.
But Arun, you want to start by saying something?
I want to say I'm so grateful to everyone for being here, grateful to life. And I think we could just be silent for a minute, if that's okay, just to get in touch with our heart. So I invite you to just be still and to watch your breathing and just feel into the moment. Thank you all, and over to you, Brother Jamal.
Thank you so much, Brother Arun. I'm absolutely delighted to be here, as Brother Steve said, among the rectangles of love. And I will start by elaborating on this beautiful topic, dancing with the compassionate heart of humanity, by reciting two poems, then if a story, a humorous story, and maybe just talk about a metaphor. So the first poem is, and I've got written down here, it really reflects the amazing insight that the Spirit of God is outside of us and also inside of us, inside the innermost chambers of our heart. In a sense, you might say, you know, the essence of that divinity is actually love. And as we know, love, the mystics say, love is in every religion, but love has no religion. So let me find the poem, and here it is. Okay. This is by Ibn Arabi, a very wonderful Sufi master, 12th, 13th century. And this is what he wrote. He says, oh, it's not showing there. Let me use this one here. My heart has become capable of every form. It is a pasture for gazelles and a convent for Christian monks, and a temple for idols, and the pilgrims' Kaaba. This is the worship place of Muslims, and the tables of the Torah, and the book of the Quran. I follow the religion of love. Whatever way love's camel takes, that is my religion, and that is my faith. So that was the first poem. So just be with it for a few seconds, as Rumi would say, to allow it to perfume your heart. Now, the second poem, after this few seconds of silence, is really about the critical need to purify the heart, open the heart, to do what Sufi mystics call the critical inner inconvenient work. And very, very just simple lines. Rumi says, there is some kiss we want all our lives. There is some kiss we want with all our lives, the touch of spirit on the body. And how do you do this? Rumi says, close the language door and open the window of your heart. Open the window of your heart. The moon will kiss you only through the window. So the critical need to open the heart, to do this inner work. So let me also tell you a very famous humorous story which has a very profound insight about doing this inner inconvenient work. It has gone viral. I'll be surprised if you don't know this story. The fictional mullah who teaches through humor, this is in the 13th century, no electricity. They used to have pillars with fires on top in the streets. He's looking for a lost key. On some evening, the mullah is looking for a lost key under the pillar in the streets. And then people in the street begin to join him. And they spend a long time looking for the key. They cannot find the key. So they finally ask him, Mullah, can you kind of tell us whereabouts you might have dropped it so we might better direct our search? And to their utter surprise, the mullah replied, actually, I did not drop my key here. I dropped my key miles away in my house over there. And they're shocked. They're saying, why don't you look for the key in your house? He says, the answer is simple. In my house, there is no light at all, but there's so much light out here. So they all laugh. Now the mullah says, because you have laughed, it shows me you're intelligent people. But now you tell me, when you have lost your peace of mind, your joy, because of a failed relationship out there, some plan that did not transpire, did not work, did you lose it out there? Yes, part of it you lost it out there. But you really lost it inside here, inside you, in that house. But of course, it is so much more inconvenient to look inside you, to do that inner inconvenient work. And that is the end of the story. It's about the critical need, if you want to open the heart, to experience that inner spaciousness, to connect with what is called the glow of presence, to do the inner inconvenient work of transforming the ego, taming the ego, and opening up the heart. Just be with that as I turn it over to Brother Arun.
Thank you, Jamal. Thank you very much for those poems and stories. And I'm opening the floor for your comments about your thoughts on what Jamal has shared, and just going back to what Steve said, that every faith is like a window which opens out onto the same sky, the sky of the heart, the sky of love. So the floor is open. Please share your reflections on what Jamal has shared, or any comments, and what for you is the heart, the dancing heart of humanity. So please feel free to share. You can just say a bit about yourself. Where are you calling from? And let's hear your voice from your heart. So the floor is open. And if you want to speak, just to make my life easier, just put your hand up with the reaction button so that I can then call upon you, which is the simple process of just raising your hand like that, and then I can call upon you. Right. So who would like to share? Please go ahead. And silence is also fine. Perfectly okay. Yes, Steve, go ahead.
So what comes to me with speaking about opening up the heart is how I've been thinking a lot more about the symbol of how each of us has that spark of divinity inside our hearts.
Beautiful.
And the need to try and recognize that spark of divinity in others.
Right.
And to do that also when I listen to the news or hear what's going on in the greater world, and sometimes find that distressing. And then I've been just trying to pull myself back and say, there is a spark of divinity in there, and pray that they can access that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. Yes, Fran, just unmute yourself and go for it.
Yeah, I'm Fran. I live in Pine Bluffs, Wyoming. And I just really love that idea of opening the windows to the heart so that the moon can touch your heart.
Beautiful.
That you can do that with anything. And I just love that. That really touched me.
Thank you. Thank you, Fran. Thank you. Yes, thanks, Steve. Thanks, Fran. Anyone else, whatever's bubbling up for you after listening to Jamal and Steve, please feel free to share that. Yes, please go ahead. Yes, sister.
Yes. Hi, I'm Martha. I'm in Boston, or actually I'm in New York today. I bounce between Boston, Massachusetts, and New York. So I'm in Brooklyn, New York today, this morning.
Okay. Lovely.
Yesterday I joined, I I love the stories and the messages and being here with others that want to open their hearts. And I echo that I feel like the news has had me involuntarily shutting everything, as if we have to have no light shining out at all. And so I honestly Googled like multi-faith, like thinking it's the time for us all to come together and find the open-hearted people for this world. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Martha. Shannon, your turn. Shannon, please go ahead.
Good
And then
morning,
Miriam after that.
everyone. Thank you for the poems. What percolated for me was coming from the place of dance and embodied education and this kind of thing. Sometimes it's very difficult to have language to convey the significance and the potency and importance of having nonverbal spaces
Beautiful.
to express. So thank you for giving me this
Thank
language.
you. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. You will enjoy the poem I'll read. It's coming in a bit. Yes, Miriam, your turn, please.
Hi. I really like the idea of my religion is love. Religion has separated so many people, but love brings us together.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Rachel, would you like to go next? And then I will read a poem.
Yes, I just wanted one of the images that came in one of the poems about the I will follow the camel wherever he carries love. I just that picture of the camel plodding through the desert with love and me just following him just really resonated with me. And then the other line again about how you have to step outside of language. I've always been a very I'm a retired librarian. Words are very important to me, but it as important as it is to put things into word, in order to really experience it, you have to step out of the words. And that's something that has taken me a very long time to learn, the importance of stepping out of words. I always have thought words have so much power, but no, it's not. The words don't have the power. The power is underneath the words. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rachel. It's in the silence, it's in the depths of the silence, in the space of peace beyond the mind, that the real essence, the real treasure of the heart exists. And that's why sometimes you just have to be silent together. So I'll come to that. Good. Thank you for your comments. And I will share a poem and a story and some symbols from the Indian tradition. And then Jamal will process the discussions like I'm doing for his thing. Okay, so one of the things I love about life is really dance. I mean, this word that life is dance and dance is life, this has sunk into me. Because when I see the trees swaying, I see the shore, the seaside waves coming in and going out. I see the rhythms of the seasons. I see fluttering leaves. I think all of life is dancing. It's just so beautiful. It is amazing. And a poem that has deeply touched my heart is the one which I would like to share with you now. And it's a poem by a person called Hafiz. And Hafiz was a Sufi poet, and he said, I'm reading, the God who only knows 4 words. And this is what the poem says. Every child has known God, not the God of names, not the God of don'ts, Not the God who ever does anything weird, but the God who only knows 4 words and keeps repeating them, saying, "Come dance with me. Come dance." That's all God is saying. Hafiz is saying, that's all God is saying. He's just saying, "Come dance with me." Right? And this poem has deeply touched my heart because, and I'll tell you why it's touched my heart so much. It's touched my heart because in India we say God is Nataraja. Nataraja means the king of dance. And everything is God and everything is love. And so everything is love dancing. And the same beautiful thing is also, in India, we say Shiva, who is God dancing, Nataraja. Nataraja means the king of dance, is also Karunakara, which means the embodiment of compassion, the embodiment of love. And in Islam, we say Rahman, Rahman. He's Rahman. God is compassion, Rahman, mercy, right? So if God is love dancing, then all that's happening has to be some form of love in full expression. I mean, how can all that's happening not be? Maybe it's come to teach us something. Maybe it has come to say, stand up, do something, raise your voice. Don't just be a victim. I don't know what it has come to do, but everything is compassion. Another thing I'd love to share with you is a little picture, which, these interfaith stalls I found in the Parliament of World Religions. And I found one which it looks something like this. Now, I'd like to ask you what these white spaces that you see here behind all the symbols, of different religions and all that, what does this white space, this common white space stand for? You can unmute and speak up, please. What is the white space? Forget all the symbols. Those are the words. This ritual, that ritual, this symbol, that symbol. But the common white background, what does it speak? What exactly is that white background? Anyone, please raise your hand and speak up. What's that common white background that we see behind all the religions? Sort of holding all the religions up. The common ground of all religions, the heart of humanity. What is that? Anyone, please unmute and speak. There are no right and wrong answers. These are just different perceptions.
Is it love?
Yeah, just
sorry.
raise your hand. Just to make our life easier. Just raise your hand, please, and then go for it. Yeah. Miriam, go ahead.
Is it love?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yes, yes, yay. Yes. Exactly what Jamal Bhai was saying. Yes. Anything else? What is that beautiful white space?
So
Okay, here's a hint. Sorry, carry on. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I've always been really impressed, or what I found in spiritual practice is the space between. The space between is the one where we find the most harmony. Of course, a lot of people sort of say you're looking for balance, but I always say it's for me, it's finding the space between, which is often for me the place of harmony. So I think you're right when you say that there are these spaces, and for us it's the one where we can actually not only come inwards, but you could also expand. So it's this kind of expanded consciousness. So the space between for me is actually very, very important.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Leah, Fran, and Margaret, briefly, can you just say what this white space is? Thanks, Morgana. That was lovely. Yes, Leah, please unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
It's that what connects us all.
Absolutely. And what is it that connects us all? What is that beautiful thing that connects us all?
For me, it's love.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Fran.
For me, it's God.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Margaret, and then Steve, and then we move on.
Hello, I'm Barbara. I'm Margaret's friend. I'm here with Margaret.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
It's wholeness and emptiness.
Wow, I love that. Beautiful, beautiful, Margaret. Thank you. That's profound. Wholeness and emptiness together. Lovely. And Steve, and then I'll go on after that. Steve.
What came to me is the golden and the platinum rules.
Uh-huh.
Do unto others as you want them to do for you, and treat others as you want to be treated. The second thought that went to my mind dovetails to what Rachel said, and I was thinking it's the camels.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Lovely. Where the camels are leading, you mean? Is that what you meant?
Yes.
The camels, all these are camels, they're all leading to that wide space of
yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Margaret and Barbara. Yeah, sorry, Margaret. I think Barbara spoke with Margaret. Yeah.
Spoke and I didn't put my hand down. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's okay. Did you want to say something also?
I was gonna put it in the chat, but I'll say here, I love the phrase that Eckhart Tolle uses that says God is in the gap.
Beautiful.
And that
beautiful.
to me is the gap.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to just take a few more minutes, just one or two more. Lovely. Thank you for your comments. But, I think one of you, I don't remember who said wholeness and emptiness. Who said that? I think it was
Barbara.
Barbara. So here's a ring, a rubber ring that I play with, and with my dog. So the dog Zorba pulls at one end and I pull on the other end. And one day I was playing with this ring and I just turned it around and suddenly it became infinity. And I said, what? Wow, that's amazing. So this way we are nothing. From one perspective, we're nothing. And from another perspective, if you just twist this around, we are everything. And in Islam, we say, La ilaha, that means we are nothing, we're nothing, La ilaha, nothing, nothing. And we say illallah, which means we are everything. Allah is everything, and we are Allah. So I love that metaphor. It's a mystery, it's a paradox. How can you be nothing and everything? But that Allah is a mystery, God is a mystery. I'm just going to read one little story and then I will hand it to Jamal. So there was this beggar sitting on a street, very despondent, and he was looking like this, and he said, please give me something, please give me something. I don't have anything. And a monk was passing by, and the monk said, hey, what's that box you're sitting on? He said, I don't know. I've been sitting on it for all these years. He said, but what's inside the box? And the beggar said, I don't know. He said, why don't you open it? And they prized the box open, creaky and, all rusted. They opened it and they found gold coins. And often I think a human condition is like that person. We have so much joy, so much peace, so much abundance, so much silence and love inside, but we kind of keep looking outside for it and think it's like Imam Jamal said, we keep looking for it outside, but actually it's inside. Rumi said the same thing. So I'm going to share, after we do a little bit more processing, Jamal will facilitate. I'm going to share a practice and one or two metaphors to enable us to be that heart of humanity. I'm going to share two metaphors and one practice in a bit, but over to you, Jamal.
Brother Arun, thank you so much. I love that poetry by Hafiz, the dancing and laughter and love. By the way, I wanted to just tell you, Hafiz is not the name of that person, by the way. That person's name is Muhammad Shamsuddin. Hafiz is a title given to someone who has memorized the entire Quran.
Okay.
Just like even Rumi. Rumi is not his name. Rumi is given not a title, but he came from the district of Rum. So he's called Rumi. No, this is just to let you know historically
Thank you,
what it is.
Jamal.
Yes,
Thank you.
But I loved that particular poetry by Hafiz, and I love the poetry of Hafiz when he says, "What is this love and laughter bubbling up from within me?" He says, "Listen to my answer. Is a sound of a soul waking up." Laughter is the sound of a soul waking up. And he goes on to say, God wants to see more laughter and playfulness in your eyes because that is your greatest witness to God. So
Beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that poem. And one thing I want to do before I open it up is you mentioned that poetry by Rumi, and this reminds me of the metaphors of Rumi who says, Jamal, this is your condition. A basket full of bread on your head, and you're knocking on every single door begging for a crust of bread. Or he says, knee deep in water. You are knee deep in water. You are knee deep in water, and you're begging for a sip of water from every passerby.
Beautiful.
That is our condition. So having said that, and this beautiful poem read by Brother Arun and the story, please come up with any insight, any comment that, as Rumi says, splashes in your heart. Anyone. And I can't see very well here, so just if you have something to say, just speak up.
It's beautiful to be with both of you. Hi.
Hey, Merida. Hey.
You're my inspiration.
Hey.
You always bring me laughter and joy, and I love it.
Welcome.
I'm extremely grateful. And those are my words for now.
Thank you. Your presence is a blessing for us. Thank you, Merida, Sister Merida.
Hi, this is Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Yes, Rachel.
What I thought of when you were talking about the metaphors of how everything, our riches are there and we're just not accessing them. I use the Plum Village app often to meditate. It's Thich Nhat Hanh's.
Yes.
And in many of those meditations, the leaders speak of the diamonds, all the diamonds. Our eyes are diamonds. Our nose is diamonds. And goes through my entire body and just emphasizes how rich I am in my body. Beautiful. And that's what that beggar story reminded me of, and the image of the man with a basket of bread begging for crusts. We live in abundance, but we think in scarcity. Beautiful. And I am just trying so hard to step out of that perspective of scarcity and recognize my own abundance, God's own abundance, the universe's abundance. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. And you mentioned Thich Nhat Hanh, and it reminded me from what you said, Rachel, that all we have to do is really be present. Just be present. I love Thich Nhat Hanh's wonderful words. The miracle is not to walk on water. The miracle is not to walk on water. The miracle is to walk on land. Be present. So thank you, Rachel.
Beautiful, Jamal. Excellent. Very nice. Presence.
Be present.
Now.
Yes.
I just wanted to say again on the God is dance, and that you called out that everything we're seeing it could be dance and an expression, and to not, to step back from judgment and just find out what it means. And it may mean for us not to be silent or whatever happens, but I needed that kind of enlightenment and also to, the partnered with the laughter and more laughter as an expression of showing God's light inside. It's a good combination. So thank you. Good
Thank you.
medicine.
Thank you. There is a saying that life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. It happens for us. And one of my masters would always tell me, whatever happens, say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, gratitude. And Steve mentioned this in the beginning. If you see life as love in full expression, LIFE, then you say, hey, if love is full expression, then hello, what's happening? Why is the news saying this? And the news is simply saying, my understanding is wake up, wake up, wake up. Don't be asleep. 99.99% of the world's population is who we are. And don't let 0.1% of the population control you, hypnotize you, guide you, terrorize you. Why? Why? I mean, I heard a poem by some children the other day about why war. And it starts by, Mr. President, why is there war? I mean, can you tell me? I'm a little girl of 9. Can you please tell me what is purpose of war? It broke my heart and said, hey, we've got to speak up now. We've got to do something. We can't just take everything lying down, the kind of thing. So anyway, yeah, but over to you, Jamal.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. So I also want to comment, this dance we're talking about, it's a dance of joy. It's also a dance of sorrow. It's also a dance. This is a world of opposites. Sorrow is also inevitable. Long is defined by short, high by low. That book by Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu, Book of Joy. In that, the main point is that there's bound to be sorrow, but how we respond to sorrow shapes our character, our being, and sculpts the destiny of our life. So the point is, let's keep on dancing through joys and through sorrows. Anyway, enough of me talking. Please, any comment, any insight from you?
I'm grateful for that reminder that the eyes are our witness. And just to think about, even when I'm walking down the street with my dog, that simple act of presence with another person, of making eye contact. And how many people, when I'm walking down the street, don't even look up or look over to someone else who's walking down the other side of the street? There's such a simple act of presence to give them your eyes and give them that witness of the love through your eyes.
Yes. And just to connect as human beings.
Yeah.
That the big study on happiness and longevity of life, several studies, some are very long. Number 1 is having relationships, reliable relationships. But number 2, shockingly, was how do you connect with people you meet casually? The teller in the bank, the clerk in the store. That determines your happiness and longevity of life. So yes, let's connect, Sister Margaret, with anybody we meet.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Jamal. So anyone else before I share a poem and then we do a small practice?
I would like to share how important the whole image of dancing with God is for me. And I just find that brings God sort of down here rather than someone way up there.
Boogie woogie with God, right?
Boogie woogie with God, yes.
Lovely. And Morgana has just put a lovely little thing in the chat box. She said, when I was in India many years ago and stayed at an ashram, I was given the name, in ashrams you get a spiritual name, Divya Leela. So Morgana, what Divya Leela, Divya is divine and Leela means play. And of course, dance is a very important part of Leela. So Divya Leela means divine play. And in India, again, we say everything is a divine dance, a divine Leela. And for me, Leela is love in loving action. Love in loving action. So Jamal, may I take it from here?
Please, please, please. I'd be delighted.
Practice. Okay. So it's so enriching. I'm so enjoying this, really. And so I want to read a poem and then share a small practice, 2 or 3 small practices and maybe one metaphor. So this is a poem by Rumi which says, admit it and change everything. So he says, define and narrow me, you starve yourself of yourself. Nail me down in a box of cold words. That box is your coffin. I do not know who I am. I'm in astounded, lucid confusion. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Zoroastrian. I'm not even a Muslim. I do not belong to the land or to any known or unknown sea. Nature cannot own or claim me, nor can heaven, nor can India, China, Bulgaria. My birthplace is placelessness. My sign to have and give up and give no sign. You may say my mouth, you may see my mouth, ears, eyes, nose, they're not mine. I am the life of life. I'm that cat, this stone, no one. I have thrown duality away like an old dish rag. I see and know all times and worlds as one, always one. So what do I have to do to get you to admit who is speaking? Admit it and change everything. This is your own voice echoing of the walls of God. I put it in the chat box. This is one of my favorite poems. And it really says, hey, look, I'm not Indian, I'm not Muslim, I'm not Christian, I'm just pure emptiness. But that emptiness is generative. It is powerful because it is love. It is the profound generative heart of life. And it is playful, it is joyous, it is dancing, it's a lila. It's not some dry thing and, oh, God. No, dance, laugh, play, wake up, right? So, two little metaphors and one practice, and then I hand it back to Brother Jamal and Steve. Metaphor number one of who you are and to remember the heart of humanity. Look up at the sky. Whenever you're looking up at the sky, you see the blue sky. And the clouds are coming and the clouds are going and the planes are taking off and the planes are landing and traffic is going about in the street. But the sky is just there doing nothing. It is so free. It is so beautiful. And remember, I am the sky of pure love who's watching all this coming and going, things are happening, empires come, empires go, people come, people go. But I am the sky of love, eternal and ever present. I am here, I am now. Metaphor number one. And it's easy. You just got to look up and there's the sky. Say, I'm the sky of awareness. I'm the sky of peace. I'm the sky of love. That's who I am. I'm not my body. I'm not my mind. I'm not my religion. I'm not my roles. They come and go. I'm the pure sky of awareness. Metaphor number one. Metaphor number two, I am the screen of the movie of my life. I'm the screen of love, the screen of peace, the screen of awareness in the movie of my life. If there's a flood in the movie, the screen doesn't get wet. If there's a fire in the movie, the screen doesn't burn. So like that, our essence, which is the heart of humanity, which is the beautiful love that upholds and is all there is, that is like the screen in a movie. So these are two metaphors. And now I want to give you, I love playing with words. So if you write the word SPACE on your pad, or maybe I'll put it in the chat box. So Merida, can you help me by putting it in the chat box, please? So S stands for silence. S stands for silence. Silence. There's no such thing as Hindu silence or Muslim silence or Christian silence or Jewish silence. Silence is silence. So S, silence. That's the first thing. The second letter is P. Peace. Peace, peace, peace. Shanti. Pax, whatever, peace. That's the heart of humanity. A is awareness. Awareness is that which sees everything. If I clap my hands and you heard it, okay, the ears heard it, but awareness received it. Awareness can't be seen. Awareness is beyond the mind. It's no mind. So we had SPA, and now we have C for compassion, and E for emptiness. This, friends, this space of silence, peace, awareness, compassion, and emptiness is who we all are. This is the heart. Thank you, Merida. SPAC, this is the space that you were talking about. This is the space, Morgana, between the cracks. This is the space of the heart. This is the infinite space of consciousness and awareness that we are. And if we just remember that this is who we are, I think miracles happen. Miracles happen. And all that it takes is short pauses several times a day to just sit. The Brahma Kumaris, they call it traffic control. Once in a while, they're chopping potatoes and they're swabbing the floor and mopping and doing something. And then a bell goes off and suddenly everybody has to sit and pause for 1 minute and be silent. That's it. Pause. Systematic, regular pauses. So I'm going to invite you to sit and pause for 1 or 2 minutes, and I'll guide you through a small guided meditation. And then I'll just share one more thing and hand it back to Jamal and Steve. So are you okay with a small guided meditation? Are you okay? Can you put a Y in the chat box? Y means yes. Okay, then we can do it. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Fran. Yeah. Thank you, Merida. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. Just sit comfortably and keep your body relaxed and comfortable. And whatever sounds are coming or whatever sensations are coming, just witness them like the sky would watch passing clouds. Just witness them. Don't have to do anything, no judging, no expectation, nothing, no analysis, nothing. Just let it be. You just be like the sky of awareness, watching these clouds come and go, watching the sensations come and go. And now, gently bring your attention to your breath. Don't control your breathing, don't force your breathing, just witness the breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. And just watch. If thoughts come, let them come. If sensations come, let them come. But just witness your breathing in and breathing out. And keep the body relaxed. Let go of any tension. Let go of anything that's creating any tension in the body. Just relax, relax, relax. And watch your breathing. And now ask yourself, inquire into the question, who is witnessing my breathing? Who is witnessing the rise and fall of my breathing? Who is it? Who is inside? And stay with that inquiry. There is no answer to this question. Just stay with it for a minute. And be the peace and the silence and awareness and love and emptiness of the heart. Just be that. Beyond religions, beyond nationalities, beyond roles, beyond gender, beyond forms, names, castes, creeds, everything. Just the dancing heart of humanity. That's who we all are. The space of silence, peace, awareness, compassion, and emptiness. Infinite, timeless, eternal. And just open your eyes now and just give your body a nice stretch. After being silent, your body feels like a nice stretch. Just give it that stretch. Nice. Okay. So very briefly, in one word, put down in the chat box, how am I feeling right now? How am I feeling? Just put it in the chat box. How am I feeling? By just remembering who I am. At peace, happy, quiet, joyful, peaceful, calm, relaxed, light, beautiful, beautiful. At peace, centered, lovely, lovely, lovely. I just, if I could do it, I would just give each one of you a nice, nice hug because I'm feeling so connected to you. I'm feeling so much in touch with you because we are the same heart of humanity. We're deeply intimate. We are the same. It's just that we forget. And all that it takes is 2 or 3 minutes of pausing. So just remember, pause several times a day. Just 1 or 2 minutes. Remember this little process I shared you. Watch the breathing and then ask, who is watching the breathing? Thank you so much. And Leah is putting a mysterious sign there. And yes, Leah, I hear you. I hear you clearly. Hug. Okay, thank you. Okay. Brother Jamal, Brother Steve, over to you.
Thank you so much, Brother Arun. So as we bring this to a close, I'll just summarize what we have talked about. We talked about love. And, I'll just quote Rumi, who says, when I came to love, I was ashamed of all that I said about love. Because what we think love is actually degrees of domination and servitude, but that's not love. Love is something which arrives complete, like the moon in the sky, like an ocean whose depths cannot be fathomed. So I love this other verse by Rumi about love. He says, Jamal, there is no need to seek love. There is no need to seek love. Just become aware of the obstacles and inhibitions you have put on the path of love. To become aware of the obstacles and inhibitions you have put on the path of love. Okay, we've talked about love. We've talked about laughter. To really be filled with joy, laughter. So, I think about my stage of my life. Again, I quote Rumi, who says, Jamal, at your age, you're so scared you'll go into non-existence. You are so scared that soon you might go into non-existence. But if the truth be known, non-existence is trembling in fear, it might be given human shape. Non-existence is trembling in fear, it might be given human shape. There's another one I like very much. Jamal, when you go over to the other side and you look back at your life, at all your dramas and melodramas, you will laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. Then the sages say, why wait till you go over to the other side? Why not laugh right now? Okay, so that's about laughter. We talked about silence. Brother Arun has so beautifully expressed the idea of the critical need to silence. Again, the Islamic mystics say, what is silence? Silence is not the absence of sound. Silence is the absence of the little self, the I, me, me. Then again, quoting Rumi, silence is the language of God. Silence is the language of God. Everything else is A poor translation.
Poor translation. Beautiful, beautiful.
One more about silence. In silence, the branches of your intelligence grows new leaves. Okay, two more quick points. The main point for me is, what is, like Brother Arun has mentioned some practices. Love is, like Rumi says, love is the cause and essence of everything. So two quick practices. One is, as often as possible in meditation, as also in my waking hours, can I tell my heart, because in my heart is not just my human heart, is my divine heart. Allah is outside of me and also inside of me, inside my heart. So can I keep telling my heart, I love you. I love you with feeling. I love you again and again and again. And if that feels uncomfortable, you are loved. Telling oneself, you are loved. You are loved in meditation and in one waking hours. The other practice is in meditation as also waking hours, sending out light and love in an outward expansive direction to stones, to trees, to animals, to human beings, to those you like, those you don't like, just pouring out light and love. In waking time, in meditation. And the last thing I want to say is, we haven't talked about that. How else can I connect with love, with divinity? Being of service to God's creation. So those words of Tagore, I slept and dreamt life was joy. I awoke and found life was service. I served and lo, service was joy. So may I always be of service to myself and to others. That's the end of my sermon. Brother Steve, over to you.
Thank you both. This has been absolutely delightful. I would like to invite everyone to check out our Harmony Journal, which is an electronic wall where you can post responses, pictures, poetry, artwork, anything you like. We can also comment on each other's posts, thereby connecting and supporting with our fellow travelers who have joined us today. And there's a link for that in the chat. Also, I'd like to announce, remind people that brothers Jamal and Arun will be repeating this event tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So if you know of someone who might enjoy this, please ask them to register for the World Interfaith Harmony Week through the Charter for Compassion, and they can join us this evening. I'd like to announce what's coming up tomorrow. So tomorrow is a special sacred day for the Sami people of northern Finland. Our presenter is from Finland, Heidi Rationmaa. She and her guest speakers will share wisdom, teachings, and tradition of the Sami people. So we welcome you to join us at 7 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow as well. And thank you all for being with us today. I'm going to stop the recording. And if you have any